understand the basic functionalities of what an NPS fund is and how it is different from an EPF, the next obvious question is, should you opt for an NPS fund? For this, let's understand the various differences between the NPS fund and the EPF fund. Since the NPS fund is investing the money that you contributed towards it into various asset classes, including equities, obviously the kind of returns that you will expect from this investment would be higher than the returns that you get from a employees provident fund investment. While the investment in the EPF is guaranteed by the Government of India, in case of NPS, your investments are a function of how the securities perform. So while you expect higher returns, that comes with that higher risk. So NPS is something you would choose if it suits your risk profile to take that higher risk. If you're somebody who is extremely conservative and happy with a low risk, low return kind of investment, then EPF is the option that you should go for. Another difference between NPS and EPF is when you retire at the age of 60, the entire EPF amount is paid out to you in a lump sum, whereas in case of NPS, you get paid out only 60% of the corpus and 40% of it has to be compulsorily invested in a pension scheme by any of the approved insurance companies. One advantage of the NPS fund is it helps you save that extra bit of taxes because there is a separate deduction available for investing in NPS, and we will look at it in detail when we cover the various deductions available to you as a income tax filer. To help you understand where your NPS money gets invested, let's look at the example of Rocket Singh again. If Rocket Singh every month is contributing 5,000 towards the NPS fund and his employer is contributing 5,000, a total of 10,000 is being invested, and he decides to invest the money in two asset classes, that is equity and debt. Since he is young, he thinks he can take the risk and he decides to put 70% of the corpus in equity and 30% of it in debt. Since he has an allocation of 70% in equity, he would expect to earn a higher return from his investments, and his expected returns are 12.9%. What is important to understand here is this is not an assured return, this is the expected return based on the ratio of his investment in equity and debt. If equities do well, he can make a higher return than this, and if equities crash, he may actually land up making a smaller return. If he were to extrapolate this and assume that he continues to invest in these two asset classes in the stated ratio, the expected return is 12.9%, which is higher than what an EPF fund gives today at 8.5%. So obviously the corpus that he will get on his retirement is going to be much higher than the corpus he would get if he had invested all his money in the EPF fund. When you look at the corpus, the NPS fund suddenly starts looking very attractive, but you must be extremely clear that NPS is exposed to the changes in the market returns and it is not an assured return that you get, unlike the EPF fund. To make your life simpler, we've added a tool which will help you calculate your NPS corpus. You can plug in the amount that you're contributing towards the NPS fund. You can plug in the ratio of debt and equity that you would like to invest your money in and arrive at what is your expected corpus over the entire phase of your earning period, right? This corpus will help you do a comparison of whether you must choose the NPS or choose the EPF if your employer gives you that option of choosing one of the two.